Okay, patch. Dota patch update 7.32. There's a bit for us to get through, so if it's not too impactful, we're probably not going to linger on it for too long. But we will have a look at everything that's here. So, general changes. Added Primal Beast to Captain's Mode, expected. There'll be some balancing around him then, once we get further down, I would expect. Changed XP required per level. So, old versus new. We are, yeah, hype. This is hype. We're looking at... Is that sort of rebalancing? That's slightly more? You need slightly more XP per level? Okay. So, slightly slower scaling, so support's going to be struggling a little bit more to get levels. Rescaled streak experience. X to the power of 2 minus X plus 8 to X 1.25x to the power of 2 minus 2.5x plus 10. That's less? It's less? Old versus new. Streak 3, 14 times levels. So it's less at earlier, but more at later. Less for a smaller streak, more for a bigger streak. Okay. So more comeback mechanic. Added flag bearer creep. Starting at minute 2, one of the melee creeps is in every second creep wave is replaced by a flag bearer. Every second creep wave. Okay, that's frequently. That's every minute. It has 40% magic resistance and an inspiration aura, which gives 3 health regen to all allies within 900 range. That means double waves are going to push harder because they have health regen. Killing an enemy flag bearer will grant you and each allied hero within 1200 radius bonus gold. You and each allied hero within 1200 radius. Bonus gold equal to 100% of a melee creep's bounty. Like 80 odd gold. No, like 70 odd gold. Does not grant gold on deny and cannot be denied by hero abilities such as demonic conversion. Okay. Okay, so supports are going to get a little bit of gold here. A little bit extra gold, it looks like. Then make sure you don't miss that gold, or that's just free money going away. Dire, right. Dire has had like a 57% win rate, so something has to be done to address this. Let's see what it's done. Dire ramp is now deeper within the jungle. Same position as before, but there's less high ground near Roshan. Okay. They're harder to contest Roshan from that super easy high ground with the shrine. Move Dire, or outpost rather. Move Dire outpost further away from the river to adjust to the ramp being deeper. Yeah, so you can't TP so close. Move Bounty Rune further away from the river to adjust for the ramp being deeper. Yep. Rework the trees around Dire main jungle's rightmost medium camp. I just have to see that. I guess there's some new juke spots. Outpost base teleport channel time increased from 5 to 6. They're harder to reinforce from to an outpost. Remove small camps near mid lane. Ooh. You don't get as much value for those early mid laners that can clear camps, a la your Lenas, your Coddles, your Quops, Shadowfiend. Glyph of Fortification is now refreshed whenever the first tower of each tier falls for that team. Okay, so once after the first tier 1 falls, once after the second tier 1, once after the third tier 1. So it used to be every time a tier 1 fell, you got Glyph back, refreshed. But now it's 1 for each tier. I guess that slows... It means you don't get punished for taking a tier 1 later in the game, which is good. I like that. Fountain invulnerability now applies on respawn regardless of whether there's an enemy hero nearby. Cool. Prevents fountain farming. Passive gold per minute decreased by 15%. What? What? Passive gold per minute decreased by 15%. What? So, okay, that's not going to hurt cause so much, but supports who don't really get gold 15% less gold. So I normally would have 1,000 gold. I'm now only going to have 850. Ooh. That's hefty. Ancient's armor increased from 13 to 23. Stacking. So Bane. Ancient's backdoor protection HP regen increased. Oh, not Ancient creeps. Ancient's armor increased from 13 to 23. So Ancients are a lot tankier. 10 more armor. And Ancient's backdoor protection HP regen increased from 90 HP per second to 180 HP per second. Okay, so backdoor shenanigans are not happening. G'day Scott Beasy, welcome to the stream. So backdoor shenanigans on the Ancient, Morphling plus IO. We're not doing it. It's gone. Okay, none of that. Which is good. I like it. It's a very cheesy way to win a game. Righto, item changes. How are we going? Got through the not many general changes, but some quite impactful ones. The flag bearer creep is quite a big change, and the passive gold income being decreased by 15%. And armor stats on the Ancient is pretty big too. Backdoor shenanigans, Lamau. Yeah. There was a hero combination you could do later on in the game that could just destroy the Ancient from your own base in 10 seconds. And yeah, it was just done. Oh, I think that means something different around here. Scott Peasy. Oh yeah, I didn't imply that. Or maybe I did imply that. I didn't mean to imply that. Okay, item changes. BKB. Avatar now has a 50 mana cost. My goodness. That is a huge change. So you can no longer get... I'm dying right now. I just proceed to explain what I was talking about. Completely missed it. BKB has a mana cost. So if you get mana burnt, PL, AM, Naga, Diffusal Blade is back on the menu, boys. If you get mana burnt, you can't cast BKB. You get under 50 mana. I mean, obviously you have to lose all your mana, but there's a lot of situations where, you know, you might get jumped by an AM or a PL, you lose all your mana, and you just pop the BKB and walk away. Not anymore. 50 mana cost. I like it. I love this. Anything to nerf BKBs. I'm a support player. Anything to nerf BKBs, I think, spices up the game a lot. Blade Mail, duration increased from 4.5 to 5.5. Yep, okay. A little bit more value around the Blade Mail. Don't have any issue with that. Bloodstone, recipe cost decreased, total cost decreased, 200, active spell life skill multiplier increased. So buff to Bloodstone, yeah, because no one buys it at the moment because it's rubbish. Dragonlance now requires Blade of Alacrity, Belt of Strength, 450 gold recipe. Attack range increased, so 10 more attack range and 1 less agility. So more, like less pure stats and more of the bonus, active sort of bonus you get from it. I think it's neither here nor there. Rework Scepter of Divinity now purges first, then applies Cyclone modifier. Oh, so that's just a really fringe buff. It's a super fringe buff in a situation where the Cyclone gets purged before it actually goes off. I think I saw it in a couple of cases recently. Falcon Blade damage increased. Yep, no one buys it, so give it a little buff. Force Staff, bonus health increased. Nice. 25. Cooldown decreased. Everyone already buys Force Staff, so buffing Force Staff, this is just going to be a meta item. Buffs to Force Staff, it's a meta item. It already is a meta item, so it's going to be super meta. Glimmer Cape, cast range increased from 550 to 600. Really nice, actually. Magic resistance increased 5%, and fade time decreased. Ooh, buffs to Force Staff and Glimmer Cape. Supports, eat your heart out. Here we are. Guardian Greaves, recipe cost increased. Cool, healing increased a little bit. Pandemitis, when used on neutral creep, will secure a neutral item drop if any is available. Ah. I like that. It's a minute buff, but it's a buff that is thematic. I'm good. I'm all for thematic changes. Heaven's Halberd, cast range increased. Yeah, 50. Helm of the Overlord. Lifesteal increased. What? Lifesteal now affects creeps. What? So they buffed Helm of the Overlord? Well, that wasn't needed. Are they watching the games right now? Hurricane Pike. Cooldown decreased. Yep. So go with 4 staff. Mage Slayer. Magic resist increased. 5%. Who cares? Lifesteal increased from 20 to 24%. Lifesteal now affects creeps by 50% of its value. Cool. Mech is slightly better. Same as Guardian Greaves. Morbid Mask. Yep. Bit of extra lifesteal. Nullifier. Armor increased from 8 to 12 to 8 to 10. Nullifier cooldown reduced from 11 to 10. So buffs for Nullifier, because once again, no one is buying that. Pipe of Insight. Slightly. So they're buffing magic resist, and they nerfed BKB. So this is really hard for they're trying to hurt carries, because at the moment we've got a meta where we're having off-lane carries as well as safe lane carries and mid carries. Everyone pick a carry. You get a carry, and you get a carry, and you get a carry. Not anymore. Stop picking carries, Ice Frog is saying. We're gonna up magic resist. We're gonna get rid of kidding. What's the other one here? We're gonna nerf BKB. Love to see it. Burn mischance increased from 10 to 15. Yeah, so illusion heroes. PL Naga. Alchemist. Refresher orb cooldown increased. Yeah, fair enough. Mana cost increased. Fair enough. Refresher shard. Mana cost increased from 0 to 200. I mean, it's fair, but it does sort of detract from it being a special ability you get from Roche. Satanic, where are the nerfs at? Increased. Oh, it's a buff? 5%. Unholy Rage bonus lifesteal decreased. Yep. And lifesteal now affects creeps by 50%. Okay, so it's buffs for Satanic. Now has a 15-second duration. Shadow Amulet. No more AFKers. Chappie, so Bade. Where you at, Chappie? I love this. This is great. Oh, no cooldown when using it on yourself. It's 7 seconds on other people? Okay. Blood's Offering. Lifesteal increased. Yep, so all lifesteals being increased. Wind Waker now purges first. Same as Yule's. Witchblade. Yeah, whatever. 2 less damage. 2 less int, rather. Wraith Pact. Lifesteal increased. Lifesteal now affects creeps by 50% of its value. Slight nerf on the creeps, but buff on heroes. They haven't done anything to Wraith Pact. They've left it sit. Okay, neutral items. Seeds of Serenity. New tier 1 item. Here we go. Here we go, boys. Plus 100 health. Active. Vendorous Dale. Target the ground with a 350 radius. Provides 8 health regen to all allied units while they're in the area of effect. Lasts 14 seconds. Cooldown 40 seconds. And there's no charges on that. It's just an active. Nice. Lance of Pursuit. New tier 1 item. Plus 200 mana. Feels good, man. Passive. Hound. Attacking an enemy when they are facing away from the hero. Grants plus 15 attack damage and slows them by 12%, 6% for 1 second. That's cool. Oh, I like this. So it punishes you for your direction. Ooh. I like it. Occult Braces. Plus 5 all stats. Passive. Rites of Elishar. Each time the wearer is attacked, they gain a stack of 0.5 mana regen up to 5 stacks. Stacks last for 10 seconds. Okay. Chip Vest. Gone. Keen Optic. No! No! My Keen Optic is gone. It's out. Ah, that's the one I always loved. Oh, that's sad. Ocean Heart gone. Eye of the Vizier. New tier 2 item. 125 cast range. Minus 20% max mana. What? Yeah, Rip Keen Optic. This was the one I always loved to pick up on supports. Extra cast range, mana regen. It's really everything you want early. It's gone. So they've replaced it with a tier 2 item with cast range. 125 cast range, but you lose 20% of your max mana? That's... I don't know about that. Specialist Array. +8 all stats, +10 attack damage. Passive Crack Shot. Next attack fires projectiles at 2 additional targets within attack range. Only works on ranged heroes and does not proc attack modifiers. Cooldown 12 seconds. I mean, the passive is a bit whatever. It's the +8 all stats and +10 attack damage, which is the shit. That's where it's at. Blade of Ristol, new tier 2 item, 10 attack speed, active, Imbrew. Consume 100 health to temporarily gain +40 attack damage. Last 8 seconds. Cooldown 30 seconds. That's actually broken. Oh my goodness. Please. Please. 100 health to a lot of carries is nothing, because you have a bit of lifesteal, you have some passive regen. I mean, that's just nothing. Essence Ring is gone. Fey Grenade is gone. Quicksilver Amulet is gone. I mean, I wasn't too attached to either of these. I'm happy with that. The Ogre Seal Totem is in. 12 strength, new tier 3 item. Active. Ogre Seal Flop. Flop forwards like an Ogre Seal 2 times, dealing 150 damage and slowing enemies in a 225 radius by 100% for 1 second each bounce. Bounce distance 400, may cost 75, cooldown 40. Destroys trees. This is freaking gold. This is gold. This is funny. This is going to have some funny plays. Paladin Sword, yep. Creeps 50% less. Spider Legs is gone. I feel good about that. Leveler is gone. I feel good about that. Havoc Hammer has been returned. Ex Machina. Wow. From 0 to 350, man. They are really making it hard to get double ultis. Double BKBs. It's not happening. 350, man. That's a lot. That's what a refresher costs. Mirror Shield. Cooldown increased from 8 seconds to 12. Thank goodness. Mirror Shield was just too broken as it was. Okay. Items done. Into the heroes. Abba. Please, make Abba great again. Aphotic Shield. Mana Shield. Mana cost decreased. Poggers. At earlier levels. Borrowed time. Scepter radius decreased. Sucks. Level 10 talent. 15 movement speed replaced with 15% Curse of Avernus movement slow. Abba has not been made great again. Feels bad. Alk. Giving an Aghanim Scepter to an ally now grants Alchemist bonus damage and spell amplification, even if Alchemist doesn't have one yet. That makes sense. That makes sense. So you can actually have like a 3 Alch giving scepters, and he's going to get a little bit of buff himself. 15 attack speed replaced with 1 acid spray. Okay. 350 health. Acid spray also grants armor to allies. Ooh, that's like a push lineup now with Alchemist. Give scepters to people and then stand around at level 15. Stand in the level 15 acid spray and you get bonus armor. Plus 20 damage replaced with plus 1 damage per Grieval Greed stack. Max 24 damage. 20%, 20 talent, 25% cleave replaced with minus 0.1 chemical rage base attack time. The cleave was better. You can keep farming. I mean, not that you need to keep farming. So maybe, but the cleave was good against like illusion heroes. AA, please, please, mercy, mercy, mercy. Don't touch my AA. He was fine the way he was. Ice Shard. Shard now also slows attack speed for the same amount as movement speed slow. But the movement speed slow is a percentage base. That's a huge buff, right? Okay, that's like good. Radius now increased. Duration decreased. Okay, that's okay. Deal with that. Slow duration increased from 0.5 to 0.7891. Okay, little buffs, little buffs, little buffs. Level 10 talent, plus 8% spell amp replaced with plus 40 cold feet damage per second. That's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Anti-mage. I'm okay with that. I'm not devastated. Anti-mage. Scepter, Blink, Fragment, mana cost decreased. I don't like anti-mage buffs. Mana cost decreased from 60 to 55. Range rescaled, so it's slightly more at max level, slightly less at earlier levels. Cooldown decreased. Same at max level though. Mana cost decrease for counterspell. Yes, whatever. And level 15 talent of extra stun replaced with 150 mana void radius. Okay, that's fine. Arcwood. Flux. Slow decreased. Slow is now always applied. Damage is still applied only if there are no allies nearby. Okay. That's actually a super big buff to that. I mean, the slow is less, but I mean, the slow now always applies, so that's good. Axe strength gain decreased. Wow, Axe is no longer an army. Agility gain decreased. Whoa, Axe. Berserker's cool. Cast point improved. Battle hunger, slow increased. Counter helix, shard max stacks increased. Shard damage reduction decreased. Cast range increased. And mana regen replaced with 8 armor. Berserker's call. 20 movement speed replaced with plus 10% movement speed per active battle hunger. I mean, you always want percentage based movement speed over flat movement speed generally. So 10% movement speed I think is pretty good. Like if you have 300 movement speed, 10% movement speed is 30. And this is only 20. So even at 300 movement speed, 10% more is going to be better. So that's a pretty big buff to the movement speed there. I mean it's only active though when battle hunger is active, not at all times. So that's the trade-off. Bane, level 10 talent. 12% magic resist placed with 20% enfeeble cast range duration reduction. Level 10 talent plus 5 armor placed with nightmare damage heals Bane. This includes attack damage dealt by Bane into nightmare enemies. Okay. My nose is feeling funky right now. I feel like I need like some... spray or something. Bat Rider. The Napalm. Now additionally deals 6, 12, 18, 24 damage when applied. Also increases with damage per stack. Duration decreased. Okay. Radius decreased. Okay. Damage per stack decreased. Guard now applies sticky napalm every second attack. Refreshing this ability refreshes its duration instead of creating the second path. Okay, so that's a like a little buff. Firefly refresh. Beastmaster, Wild Axe's cast point improved. Pull the Wild. Who cares? Slow decreased a little bit. Pull the Wild Hawk. Shard now allows to put this ability on autocast. Doing so will make all Hawks instantly and automatically cast Dive Bomb on the first viable target in range, regardless of whether Hawk is still flying or stationary. So that's a noob friendly change. Shard cooldown reduction increased. Dive Bomb now roots for 2.5 seconds instead of starting for 2 seconds. I think that's a nice balance change. And Dive Bomb cast range decreased. Hey. Dive Bomb cast range decreased from 1200 to 900. I'm okay with all that. Inner Beast bonus attack speed decreased. Man, sneeze or something. My nose is feeling real weird. Drums of Slom. Reworked Scepter. Grants new ability, Drums of Slom. Beastmaster starts hitting his drums with ever increasing speed. Each strike deals 110 damage to enemies in a 600 radius, healing him and units under his control for 25% of damage dealt to heroes, and 5% of damage dealt to creeps. Drum hits deal no damage and don't heal if Beastmaster is stunned or silenced. Duration 6, cooldown 50, mana 100. Okay. Weird. Level 10 talent, mana regen replaced with 10 in a beast attack speed. And level 25 talent, 30 attack speed, replaced with minus 5-second wild access cooldown. Oh, so you can get the access cooldown build basically at level 30 with the axes. You can't get the no cooldown axes anymore, but you can get it at level 25 effectively. Bloodseeker. Let me take a quick pause here. Bloodseeker. Shard enemy max health as damage. That's lifesteal decreased. Okay. Max movement speed bonus rescaled. Blood Mist. Movement speed slow increased. That's 5% decent. No longer damages Bloodseeker through spell immunity. And level 10 talent. Blood range attack speed bonus decreased by 5. That's not really noticeable. And talent max thirst movement speed bonus increased. Ooh, that's actually a decent amount. 4% movement speed on a Bloodseeker. That's Ferrari becomes the Bugatti. Bounty Hunter, Shuriken Toss, Mini Stun. Duration increased from 0.1 to 0.2. Shadow Walk, Rework Shard. Shadow Walk has 2 charges and can be cast on allied heroes. Does not break Bounty Hunter's invisibility when cast on allies. Fade time for allies is always 1 second. Charge restore time 15, 14, 12, 11, 12. Level 15 talent plus 50 Shuriken Toss damage replaced with 2-second silence on hit with Shadow Walk. Wow. Yeah, this is interesting. I like that. So you can make someone else Shadow Walk. Brewmaster. Primal Companion. Reworked Scepter. Grants new ability. Primal Companion. Creates a primal split Brewling based on Brewmaster's current Drunken Brawler stance. If the Brewling moves further than 1600 range away from Brewmaster, it is silenced and slowed by 50%. The Brewling takes damage from heroes or hero-controlled units. A new one can't be summoned for 3 seconds. If the created Brewling is killed, the ability goes on cooldown for 70 seconds. Only one Brewling can exist at a time. All Brewling's abilities have a doubled cooldown when summoned with Primal Companion. If Brewmaster uses Primal Split, the existing Brewling disappears. Cooldown 20 seconds, mana cost 50. Okay. So I'm guessing the Brewling has some of his abilities, but at 50%. 50% effectiveness. Primal Split Brewlings now don't refresh their abilities if resummoned. Abilities will be on cooldown if the required time didn't pass, even if Primal Split was refreshed. Okay, that's fair. I like that. Level 15 talent plus 350 health replaced with +1 times brewed up multiplier for Drunken Brawler. Brewling health decreased. Bristleback. Let's see it. Viscous Nasal Goo. Scepter radius changed from 800 to current cast range of Viscous Nasal Goo. Okay. Attack damage bonus per stack. Decreased from 25, 30, 35 to 20, 25, 30. Thank goodness. Talents. 150 goo range. It'd actually be more than what it was. 50 more. Tone health replaced with +8% +4% Bristleback backside damage reduction. And level 25, Warpath damage per stack decreased from +25 to +18. Yeah, so they've just really nerfed the damage on the Warpath, which I think is all it needed. Bristleback otherwise I think is a reasonably fair hero. Base movement speed on Broodmother. The Spider. Smother comes. Increased. She's coming a lot faster now. 5 faster. Rework Shard. Increases duration by 2. When Insatiable Hunger is active, its bonus damage increased by 12 every 1 second. Okay. Thin Web improves turn rate, bonus movement speed decreased. Silken Bowl and Mischance increased from 40% to 55 at max. And the talents. 130 Spiderling health early. 25 agility. Bowler AoE. Okay. Centaur War Armor. Base armor decreased by 3. Not literally unkillable, more like literally killable. Base health regen increased from 0.25 to 4. Return damage decreased a lot. MP damage rescaled a less. Slow duration increased slightly more. At the moment there's a nerfs. Quite a lot of nerfs. Apart from the base health regen from 0.25 to 4. That helps your lane a lot. Hitch a Ride. Rework Scepter. Grants new ability. Hitch a Ride. Centaur tosses an ally into a cart hitched behind him. While in the cart, the ally can still cast and attack normally, but cannot move independently or be targeted by opponents. Can't be targeted by opponents? Non-targeted effects can still affect the hitched ally. Increases the attack range of hitched melee heroes by 200. So you're a chariot if you're a hitched melee hero. Mana cost 75, cooldown 60 seconds, duration 8 seconds, cast range 300. My goodness, that's going to be fun. There's going to be some fun plays with that. Can you imagine just hitching like who's CM with ultimate with shard? You can just run on through. Can't be targeted. Oh no. Don't hurt my CM, please. DK, reality of pull distance increased. Hail spot life still increased. And Chaos Striker life still increased rather. And 12 strength replaced with minus 75% Phantasm illusion damage taken. Wow, that's actually really good. 10 penitence bonus. You know what? Don't care. Rework Scepter grants persuaded units new active ability, Martyrdom. Creature sacrifices itself to perform a single target Hand of God on any chosen ally. Global cast range, cooldown 8 seconds, shared between all creatures. Wow. Interesting. Single target Hand of God. You'd have the Martyrdom plus the Hand of God, so you'd have double Hand of God on someone. Okay. Bonus damage. Hand of God applies a strong dispel now it's level 25. So instead of on the Ags. Clinks, Burning Barrage. Number of arrows increased to 6 at all levels. Damage per arrow decreased. At earlier levels, channel time rescaled to be level 3 at all levels. Mana cost increased. 75 to 80. Cool. Skeleton Walk. Don't care. Clockwork. This is one I do care about. Overclocking has been reworked. Nice. What do we got? Rework Scepter. No longer refreshes all of Clockwork's abilities because they're trying to get rid of refresh out of the game from what I've seen. They're making it a lot harder on cast and neither grants bonus movement and attack speed. While overclocking is active, all of Clockwork's abilities are supercharged. Battery Assault damages and stuns all enemies within its radius. Wow. Power Cogs increase Clockwork's attack speed by 250 while Clockwork is inside. Rocket Flare has its cooldown decreased to 3 seconds and shoots 2 additional flares to either side of its target area. Increases hookshot stun radius and duration by 50%. When overclocking expires, Clockwork is stunned for 3 seconds. Buff duration 13 seconds. Cooldown 50 seconds. That is cool. Oh yeah, baby. Overclocking Clockwork. Just getting in there. Okay. I like it. Talents. Level 10 talent. 60 power cogs mana burn replaced with minus 2 seconds power cog cooldown. Okay, that's good too. I'd take that. I'd take that any day over this one. Ristol Maiden. Please be gentle. Arcane Aura no longer restores allied hero mana on Crystal Maiden cast. Okay. Allies within 1200 radius of CM receive 2 times the mana regen. Okay. Mana regen bonus rescaled from 0.51, 1.52 to 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5. Less. Self bonus factor increased from 3 to 4. So you went from 8 mana regen on your... No, 6 mana regen on yourself to... still 6 mana regen on yourself. Cooldown increased from 90 to 100 on freezing field. Well, that was unnecessary. Level 15 talent plus 20 arcane aura per cast replaced with 125 frostbite cast range. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. We are talking. That is what we are talking about. Now, I'm gonna need to spray up my nose. I'm gonna need to do it. Scroll down before we do this, because there is something irritating my nose today. I have to do something about it. I'm sorry if this offends you. Sorry if you don't like the idea of me spraying nasal decongestion up my nose, but you're gonna see it. It's gonna happen. It's just this one, not this side. This side's fine. This side, not so much. Okay. Let that settle a little bit. Let that settle a little bit. Let that settle. Darkseer. Pass range increased from 600 to 800. Iron Shell. Okay. Surge. Rework Shard. Surge units leave behind a 150 radius trail that lasts 7 seconds, slows enemies around by 50% and deals 35 damage every 0.5. Ability can be put on autocast to disable the trail. I guess, yeah, okay. So you can't be seen where you're going. Fair enough. That could work in your disadvantage. Ability is now granted by Scepter. Normal punch. Illusion damage equals replica damage of the current wall of replica. Min damage reduced. Max damage increased. Illusion spawn delay increased. Decreased rather. Wow. 0.7 to 0.25. Cooldown decreased from 14 seconds to 9 seconds. Yeah, I don't understand a lot of these changes. I'm not a Darkseer player. I haven't really played Darkseer. But you still get the old Ag's Iron Shell. Ability now granted by Scepter. That means I don't think you get the previous. Didn't say Rework Scepter though. That's what's confusing me there. Oh, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Dark Willow. Bramble Maze. Spawn delay decreased. Well, that's nice for those Dark Willow players. Mana cost decreased. G'day Tetra. Hi, I'm Nerd. Welcome to the stream. Replaced with Bedlam Pierce's spell immunity. Okay. Carry Willow. Here we come. Dawnbreaker. Base armor decreased by 1. They're cool. When casting, I want to see nerfs here. When casting Starbreaker with Shard, Dawnbreaker will start moving towards the target area instead of standing still. Still has free movement. Nah. Cast point improved. Nah. Cast range decreased. Okay, that's slightly. That's just good. There's a slight nerf. Scepter now allows to move the target area with a speed of 200. Wow. That's good. Early stream, I prefer casting carrying rum. Heist? You gotta say how much you want to do a heist for, I believe, Tetra, etc. How much you want to wager? I think up to 1,000, I think is the rule. And we'll be casting soon. There will be a cast occurring soon when the game starts. Having a look at patch notes first. Dazzle, Shallow Grave. Duration decreased from 4.5. Yeah, there should be nerfs here. Shadow Wave, heal damage decreased. Nice, by a little bit. Nothing, no changes to Poison Touch. This is the real obnoxious one in lane. 60 attack speed replaced by 350 attack range against poison touched enemies. Carry Dazzle. Mid Dazzle. Here we go. Level 20 talent. Heal on Shallow Grave and decrease from 250 to 225. Let me get on that with you, Tetra, etc. Death Prophet. Agility increased. Nah, don't like it. Don't like it. Base movement speed decreased. Whoa, 325 to 285? He just went from like one of the fastest early series to one of the slowest. Doesn't deal health damage, max health as damage anymore. Thank goodness. Damage increased. Okay. Now passively provides ice. So that's where you're getting movement speed back from Exorcism. And whatever. A little bit more damage and heal on the Siphon. Disruptor, a forgotten hero, now deals damage upon arrival based on distance between start and endpoint. Min damage is 50 at 0 units and max damage is 150, 200, 250, 300 at 1400 units. Wow. Hey, that's a nice buff. Level 15 talent of plus 275 glimpse arrival damage replaced with plus 250 glimpse max damage. Good. Doom. Agility increased from 11 to 15. Devour is no longer dispelled on death. Okay, that's a buff. Scepter reworked. Enemies within 325 radius from target also suffer the effects of Doom. What? Also allows to be self-cast to affect enemies around the caster. You can cast Doom on yourself? Does it affect you too? I don't know. It sounds like it does. And you can't cast any other spells. Level 10 talent. Okay, there's a lot of talent changes here. Scorched Earth tweaking. I'm not going to read all that. Level 25, Doom applies break. So the old ags you now get at 25, which seems to be a bit of a trend, and that's the third one I think we've seen that did that now. Dragon Knight, breathe fire, mana cost decreased. Fair enough. Attack damage reduction increased. I like it. Bonus movement speed increased. I like it. 20 strength replaced with the plus 75% breathe fire damage or cast time in dragon form. Okay. A lot more damage and cast range. Multi-shot on Drow, arrow damage increased. Sure, a little bit of buffs at early level, but same at max. 50% gust blind replaced with 15% gust self-movement speed. Okay. 350 gust width replaced with gust reveals invisible units, doesn't reveal wards. Ooh, that is nice. A little bit of extra functionality on the gust. You know, blow some dust into their face, and they're gonna. It's like in the movies where they spray the perfume on the invisible person, and they all of a sudden can see them. I was looking for nerf this emoji, but couldn't find it. Yeah, we're gonna nerfing everything here. Earth Spirit, Boulder Smash. Now it's the same targeting rules for units as for remnants. Yeah, you know what? If you're a Earth Spirit player, read it yourself. I don't care. Earthshaker. Cooldown decreased. At earlier levels. Fissure damage increased. Base damage increased. Cool. Echo Stomp. Slightly more damage. Of course, it's doubled up if you get hit by both. Nothing really there. Bit of natural order radius. So that natural is going to apply to more people. That's probably the most relevant thing out of all those changes. Agility gain increased on Ember. Love to see it. Base movement speed decreased by 5. Base health regen increased. Good. As a mid laner, you want a little bit extra health regen. Raid a little more effectively. Turn rate improved. That's good against Bat, particularly. Mana cost decreased on Flame Guard. Very nice, early levels, only 65. Wow, you can actually spam it now. Activate Fire Remnant, mana cost decreased. Wow, at earlier levels, that's huge. And cooldown increased from 0 to 0.5. On a different topic, I sometimes remember that there was a bowling alley in town growing up. There was indeed. Enchantress. Duration decreased from 12 seconds to 9, 10, 11, 12. A little bit of a nerf, not too much. The Shard, no more Sproink. No more Sproink, we now have Little Friends. Rework Shard, grants new ability, Little Friends. All creeps, enemy, ally, and neutral within 1200 range of the target will attack the target with 100 bonus attack speed and 100% bonus movement speed for 6 seconds. Cannot target buildings. Target is not attacked by either heroes nor illusions. Okay. Interesting. Sproink, cooldown decreased from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. Oh, that's the Ags. The Shard was the Nature's Attendants all the time? Yeah. We still have Sproink. Enigma. Rework Shard. Increases Malefice stun duration by 0.35. Okay, that's really good. And every tick on an enemy hero creates an Eidolon, which cannot split, but still get a refreshed duration after a set amount of attacks. Okay. I like that. Rework Scepter. Deals additional damage equivalent to 3.5% max health and pulls all enemies in the 1200 AoE with the speed of 175 units. Units being pulled in the additional Scepter radius can still move. They've incorporated the Shard into the Scepter. Slightly less damage though. 100 Midnight Pulse Radius, that's the one you want. Don't get the 50 black hole damage per second talent though. Time Walk, Faceless Void. Range increased on the jump. Shard bonus range decreased on the jump. So jumping more but jumping less, makes sense. Time dilation slow per cooldown increased. I don't like that. Grimstroke. Stroke of Fate, slow duration increased. Cooldown decreased. Talent 15. 15% spell amp replaced with 20% spell. I don't care. Gyrocopter. Rescaling of damage on rockets. Not really important. I'm sort of looking for things that are, you know, reworks or whatnot. Hoodwink. Hunter's Boomerang is now granted by Shard. Damage decreased from 350 to 200. Spell amp increased from 25 to 20. Decreased from 25 to 20. No longer reduces status resistance. Okay, so that's part of the Shard upgrade. Jumping more or less. Jumping more but jumping less. Jumping more without Scepter. Jumping less with Scepter. The base hero is a little bit stronger, but the Scepter was nerfed a little bit. The decoy is now granted by Scepter. When cast, turns Hoodwink invisible, increases her movement speed by 15% and creates a decoy of her that starts charging up Sharpshooter, aiming at the nearest visible enemy in 300 range. If attacked or targeted by a spell, the decoy is destroyed and a lesser bushwhack is cast towards the attacker. If the decoy was not attacked, it shoots the Sharpshooter in the direction it was aiming, dealing 60% of its regular damage. Okay, that's cool. That's actually super good. I can confirm that's super good. Husker, base armor increased by 1. Literally unkillable. There it is. We knew it had to be somewhere. Every patch, someone gets a base damage increased by a base armor increased by 1. Fixed Aghanim Shard mistakenly granting plus 65 damage. Yizes. Berserker's Blood, max health as health regen increased. Life Break, Scepter cast range decreased. Cool. Let's keep moving through. There's still a lot for us to get through. Some tweaks on Ghost Walk, it looks like, on around the slows. Unstrike damage slightly increased. No reworks there though. Oh, Oh, Shakiro. Here we go. Strength gain decreased. Oh no. I don't like when it starts like that. Hearth now stays on the ground for 2.6, 2.9, 3.2, 3.5 seconds. Max stun duration is still 1.6, 1.9, 2.2, 2.5. But it can stun people for longer because it's on the ground for longer. I like that, that's good. Cooldown decreased. Thank goodness. 18, 15, 12, 9. Liquid Frost. Max health as damage per second decreased. Oh no. Oh no. So we got a nerf. Couple of buffs, another nerf. Level 10 talent plus 6% spell amp replaced with plus 10% slash 10 dual breath movement and attack slow. Level 10 talent attack range decreased. Oh no, they've nerfed my dragon. My poor dragon. What have they done to you? Oh well. Rip Juggernaut. Rip Shakiro. Yaga. 2 healing wood hits to kill on level 25. That seems good. Spirit form. Cooldown increased by 20 seconds. Huge nerf. Absolutely huge nerf on the spirit form. Bushwhacker is one of my favorite mercs in Bushwhacker. Etc, etc. Thank you for that valued piece of information. And thank you for sharing that Bushwhacker was one of your favorites. I don't know that game, but I'm sure it was exciting. Hunker. Torrent, more damage. Yep. Lots of little changes to talent trees I'm not that interested in. A little bit of shard bonus. Overwhelming odds. Was it didn't last long. Let's track. Mana per second cost now starts ticking after 1 second instead upon cast. Activation mana cost still applies. That's fair enough. That just like feels like it's working as intended now. Cincy Renegade had a much longer multiplayer life. Well, Cincy Renegade had no multiplayer life, so that's just showing how much of a life this dirty bomb game had. Lich, Sinister Gaze. Duration reduced. No, rescaled, so it's slightly more actually. Okay. Ice Spire requires 5 hero hits or 10 creep hits to be destroyed. Casting Frost Shield on Ice Spire will heal it by 1 hero hit per tick. Okay. I like that. Bit of flexibility. Lifestealer, Ghoul Frenzy, bonus attack speed increased. No, that wasn't needed. I'm sorry, Ice Frog, that was not needed. It was not needed at all. I don't like that. Okay, Lena, Flame Cloak, Rework Scepter, grants new ability, Flame Cloak. Lena gets flying movement, increases her spell damage by 30% and magic resistance by 35. Cooldown 25 seconds, cannot be dispelled. Wow. Wow, that's cool. And level 25, and here it is again, level 25 becomes Laguna Blade, pure damage and pierces spell immunity. So you get that at level 25. You're getting basically Ags upgrades at level 25, and then you're getting additional fun to have during the game, which is good. Yeah, it did. It had a healthy online community until about 2013 when EA finally turned the servers off. Oh, really? Lion, turn rate improved. Bunch of talent changes. 800 Earth Spike range replaced with mana drained, deals damage equal to 150% of mana stolen. Okay. Mana drain deals damage at 25 now? Sure. Duration reduced on Savage Roar, who cares? Luna, Rework Shard. Every time an enemy hero is hit by a Lucent Beam, Luna's attack damage increased by 15 for 12 seconds. It already deals 1 million damage. Cool. Now receives global radius at nighttime. Okay. Okay, so Luna plus Nightstalker drafts incoming. Level 15 talent, Lucent Beam cooldown reduction decreased. Level 20 talent, Global Lunar Blessing plus 200 Night Vision. replaced with 2 Moonglaves fired on Lucent Beam. Does not fire glaives on beams from Eclipse. Well, that would be broken if it did. Lycan, slightly less movement speed, magic resist decreased. Triple now stacks with each proc. Ooh, that's dirty. Howl is now global when cast during nighttime. Okay, so Night Stalker, Lycan, Luna drafts. The nighttime synergies. Okay. I just want to have a look. See. I think games have started yet. Okay. Right. Mag. Nighttime, yeah. Nighttime synergies are cool. I like it. I like the thematic changes. It's nice. Base mana regen increased on Mag. That he needs that. Horn Toss, slow duration increased from 1.25 to 2 seconds. Fair enough. Okay, cool. I was just going to ask if there was any matches tonight to watch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you see the stream title, etc., we're just having a look at the patch notes before the matches start, since the patch dropped today. So we have a bit of an idea of changes before we get into casting. Dispose now slows instead of stunning. Rebound now stuns instead of slowing. Okay. So they've just switched those 2 abilities. I think I paid that much attention. Oh, cool. So those 2 abilities have just been switched. They're still the same ability, but they've switched which one slows and which one stuns. Unleash. Pulse no longer slows enemies. Each strike now slows movement speed of the target. Each strike now slows base attack speed of the target. No longer applies a Dispel on Marcy. Scepter now also applies a Dispel on Marcy when cast. Scepter cooldown reduction increased from 10 seconds to 20 seconds. Rebound stun duration 0.7. That seems pretty good. Who are they versing? Who are you again? No, so we're doing first game is going to be Enigma Galaxy versus Boom. Is that not on the stream title? Is that not on the stream title? In fact, it doesn't say it, does it? What happened to my stream title? Enigma Galaxy versus Boom. Okay, done, fixed. Don't know what happened there. Just decided to cut half of itself off. Righto. We're good. Mars. Whoa. Back down. Spear of Mars, mana cost decrease, yep. Active redirect no longer uses a radius centered around Mars. Now only works if projectile targets are in a cone behind Mars or are within 100 range of him. That makes sense. Redirect range increased from 800 to 900. It's thematic, I like it. More spear damage on the Arena of Blood. Fixed flying units sometimes being able to escape from arena. Okay, that's like the 3rd time they've apparently fixed this. So we'll see if it actually does this time. Yep, sure. Medusa. Physical attack damage amplification rescaled. Be slightly better at later levels. Slightly worse. Yeah, slightly better at later levels and slightly worse at early levels. Okay. Meepo. Health steal from creeps decreased on Ransack. Dig. Now has no channeling time and applies instantly. Oh. Cooldown decreased from 50 to 40 seconds. Health restore decreased from 60 to 40%. Oh. Okay. We be seeing Meepo. We be seeing Meepo. Level 25 talent. Plus 325 health replaced with Pack Rat. And equip any item in the neutral slot. Like on each Meepo? On each Meepo. I think that's what they're saying. Okay. I don't know how good that is, but this dig change is huge. Marana, extra damage, good duration on things. Don't care that much. Rework Shard on Brownless Strike can be put on an auto cast to quickly leap to the opposing end of the staff as it hits the ground. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Tango 12, is that fixed now? Is that fixed on the stream title? Should be. Should be. I did a little fix on it. Maybe you want to refresh and check for me. Thank you. That would be wonderful. Morphling. Too much writing. More shifts. Rescaled. Shard. Grants. Work while stunned. Scepter. Reduced. More. Status resistance. Attack speed increased. Damage amplification increased. Okay, I think we made it through without too much mental strain on the Morphling. Morphling, it does stuff. There's gonna be bugs. Let's just accept it. Naga Siren, snare cooldown decreased. They might actually give you a little bit of incentive to level it earlier. Scepter no longer decreases in snare cooldown, but still allows to target spell immune and sleeping units. Cool. Scepter now increases projectile speed by 50%. Ooh, that's like it's almost instant then. That's pretty good. Shard no longer slows enemies hit. Fair enough. Reel in, Rework Scepter. Grants new ability, Reel in. Naga Siren channels up to 5 seconds, pulling all units affected by Ensnare in a 1400 range toward her at a speed of 150. There's only going to be one unit infected by Ensnare, is it? Unless I missed something. Okay. You reel them in. Guess you refreshed, you could reel in too. Refresher and snare to reel in. Cool. Nature's Prophet. Curse of the Old Growth. Rework the Shard. It used to be the Mega Trance. Grants new ability. Curse of the Old Growth. Applies a curse on all non-invisible enemy units within 1200 range, revealing them in Fog of War, slowing them, and causing damage over time based on how many trees there are within 250 radius. Treants count as trees for this purpose. Each tree reduces movement speed by 7% and deals 15 damage per second. Seems okay. It's only shards, so it's only 1400 gold. I mean, that seems like good value for 1400 gold. Necro. Okay, nothing too much there. I'm just going to start really jumping through some of this. Seeing if there's any rescales, or not rescales, but reworks. There's gonna be some balance changes, but I just want to see if there's any like changes to abilities. More importantly, nothing in PA's changing. PL health regen, base health regen on Phoenix increased by 1 is really impactful with his health-based abilities. Primal Beast added Scepter. Uproar releases 3 waves of projectiles per stack, which split in 2 after a 1.25 second delay. Each projectile deals 100 damage to enemies and applies break on them for 2.5 seconds. Pretty good. Now splits into 3 additional smaller fragments, 600 units behind the first one. Okay. No reworks here. Oh, Pudge. Rot. Scepter bonus radius decreased by 25. Mana cost increased for Flesh Heap by 30. And... okay, that's not enough. Not enough. Pudge is still going to be obnoxious. Pugna no longer gives spell damage reduction. Good. Base damage increased. What? Okay. Rework the Scepter though. Reduces cooldown by 50% on life drain. When targeting an enemy hero, Pugna reduces their outgoing spell damage by 8% per second, up to a maximum of 75%, and increases his own up to a maximum of 100%. When used on Netherwood, the rate is 4%. Debuffs last 8 seconds. That's nice. It's cool. Rework the Scepter on Shadow Strike. Shadow Strike initial damage is increased by 80 and is applied to all enemies in 375 radius area around the target. When Shadow Strike ends or is reapplied to an enemy hero, the target emits a scream of pain, hitting any nearby enemies. Doesn't trigger on illusions or on death. Okay. I have to see that work. I'm not quite comprehending what's happening there. Can now be cast on a target that already has static link debuff. Oh, the debuff, right. Rework Shard now always hits up to 3 valid targets, even if the attacker or caster of the incoming spell is magic immune. Casts and attacks have consistent targeting rules, only visible enemies. Yep, that's good. Makes it actually good. Base movement speed decrease though. A couple of little nerfs for Razor because he's a pretty meta at the moment. Let's just keep jumping through. See any reworks. Shadow Demon, replace Soul Catcher with Disseminate. Whenever the target takes damage, all enemies, including the target itself, if it's an enemy within 600 range of the target, also receives 20, 25, 30, 35% of that damage in target enemy and allied units. Effect is paused if the enemy is hidden by disruption. Okay, cool. Stackable 30% turn speed slow and 15% movement speed slow per consecutive stack. On Shadow Rays? Okay. So it slows your turn and movement speed. Not just increases damage now. So SF's back on the menu. Scepter now additionally reduces cooldown by 30 seconds? Okay. Okay. Thank goodness base damage decreased on Shaman. That's great. Love to see it. The Rework Shard on Glaives of Wisdom on Silencer now causes every 4th Glaives attack to silence an enemy for 1.75 seconds. Additionally increases intelligence stolen on attack and on kill by 2. I think the other one was better. Shield of the Scion. Rework Shard for Skywrath Mage. Every time a Skywrath Mage deals magic damage to an enemy hero with his abilities, he gains a buff that grants 2 bonus intelligence and 0.5 bonus armor. Each cast stacks independently. So he becomes tankier and wiser as he hits people with spells. Okay. Armor and health regen while in water. Okay. Slider, Slider might be getting picked. Let's keep moving. Rework Shard. Fire Snap Cookie increases hop range by 175 and launches a Mortimer Kisses glob along with the targeted unit. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. I like the sound of that. Might not be good, but it sounds cool. Sniper. Concussive Grenade now cannot be used while rooted or leashed. Yeah, seems good. That was needed. Spectre, please. Intelligence gain decreased. What? Spectral Dagger. Damage decreased. Applies an instance desolate to targets with no units within 400 radius of them. They just keep nerfing Spectre. He's not winning games. This is 2 consecutive patches Spectre has been nerfed, and he's not winning. I don't understand that. Spirit Breaker, base mana regen increased. Oh, Rework Shard. Planar Pocket. Grants your ability. Planar Pocket. Bertham distorts the fabric of space, increasing his own magic resistance by 25% and redirecting the first enemy spell targeted at an allied hero within a 900 radius towards him. Magic resistance is removed after the redirected spell is hit. Okay. That could be like, you could redirect a Fiend's Grip. You could redirect a Doom. Seems pretty good. Shard no longer grants allied heroes the benefit of the attack bounce talent. Oh, okay. They got rid of that. No more using, like, Visage Birds. Now Scepter adds an autocast. If it's enabled, Sven does not travel with the Storm Hammer. Fair enough. That should have been always in there. Techies now applies a basic spell to the attacking enemy on reactive Taser. Nothing really here. Reworked. Tidehunter. Tendrils of the Deep. Reworked Shard. Grants new ability. Tendrils of the Deep. Releases a wave of tentacles in the targeted direction. The tentacles deal 50% of ravage damage and stun and travel 75% of ravage radius. Cooldown 20 seconds. Wow. actually sounds really good. 50% of stun, damage, and stun, and 75% of the radius. Alright. Seems good. A mini Ravage. She will be pleased. Nothing else here. Agility gain decreased on Shrimp Protector. Yeah, okay, so he attacks even slower. Fair enough. Walrus Kicked is now blocked by Lincoln Sphere. Stun duration increased on Snowball. Wow, they didn't need more reasons to level it. Strength gain decreased. Debuff buff no longer modifies your health when expiring. Enemies no longer gain health, and Undying doesn't lose health on expiration. Great. That's really good, actually. That's a huge buff to decay. Cast point improved. Damage rescaled. So it's more. Soul Rip, cast point improved. Tombstone, mana cost increased. Okay, I can deal with that. Cast point increased. It's more of a cast on Tombstone, it's not so instant. Decay damage increased, nice. Tombstone zombie damage decreased. And decay cooldown reduction increased. It's generally buffs for Undying. Ursa, nothing major. Venge, Shard no longer provides bonus magic missile cast range. Shard bounce range now mirrors current cast range. Yep, cool. Veno. Latent Toxicity. Reworked Shard. Grants new ability, Latent Toxicity. Applies a weak poison that slows by 10% and deals 20 damage per second to its target for 7 seconds. If this poison is dispelled in any way, the target will receive 300 damage and be stunned for 2 seconds. Okay, Latent Toxicity. Cool. You don't want to dispel it, unless you dispel it right at the start, I guess. Scepter now doubles damage and slow for enemies within 500 distance from Viper. Additionally, allows Corrosive Skin to deal the first instance of damage the moment debuff is applied. Nosedive. Rework Scepter grants Nosedive. Viper slams into the ground, disarming enemies in 500 radius for 4 seconds and splattering everyone in a 1200 area of effect with the effect of Corrosive Skin. Okay. Visage. Mana cost increased on Soul Assumption. Familiar attack range increased. Stun radius increased. Bonus attack damage decreased. Oh, there's the grave. Wow, that's actually like slight nerf, but then buff, slight nerf. It's not too bad, actually. Ether Remnant, Rework Shard. Increases Ether Remnant cooldown by 2 seconds, increases watch range by 150, and changes Remnant to persist through being activated by creeps. Damages creeps once, but does not disappear. Now affects the closest unit to the Remnant rather than the one closest to the center line. Okay. No longer interrupts effects that displace a unit, such as Lasso or Pulverize. Shard no longer provides movement speed modifier on Shadow Word. Rework Shard for Shikuchi. Puts a mark on enemies that damages that last 6 seconds. When German attack procs, enemies with a mark within 1200 range will also be attacked by a secondary attack. Good. So they've got rid of the stupid bug sees invis stuff. So that's good. Windrun. Scepter no longer makes Windrun undispellable. Scepter now grants invisibility that doesn't break attacking or casting spells. Light Windrun effect is created around the Wind Ranger position whenever she attacks from invisibility. Slower Blind no longer lingers when the enemy becomes magic immune. Wow, okay. Sounds cool. So you can see where they are, but you can't actually target them because they're invisible. Oh, I guess you if you have free sight. Yeah. Voodoo Switcheroo increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Zeus Heavenly Jump increased. Cooldown 10 to 14. Slow decrease from 100 to defense 80. Slow duration decrease. So nerfs to Zeus. Health is damage decreased from 9% to 8%. And movement speed and less movement speed, more health. So yeah, not so movable. 1.25 mana regen replaced with minus 4 seconds heavenly. Yeah, that sucks. Level 10 silence suck now. I guess this isn't too bad, but still. You wanted the mana regen. And 350 health replaced with 30 movement speed after Heavenly Jump. After Heavenly Jump for 1. By 16. Now they've really hurt Zeus. They've hurt Zeus. Right, that's the patch. Let's get into the dotes.